Don't believe everything you think. Chapter 10. Unconditional Love and Creation. The greatest power that mankind could ever achieve is the power of unconditional love. This is when people love with no limitations, conditions, or boundaries. Tony Green. Unconditional Love. I learned about unconditional love from my extraordinary girlfriend McKenna. For most of my life, I always questioned everything. I had to know the reason behind why things were the way they were. Otherwise, I would go crazy. I couldn't just experience life knowing the meaning and reasoning behind everything. Naturally, as anyone would in a relationship after dating her for about a year at the time, I asked Mahena why she loved me. She innocently replied that she didn't know why. She just knew she did. Then she asked me why I loved her, and I listed off dozens of different reasons why. It ranged from her beautiful smile to her adorable love, how pure her heart is, how much she loves her family, how intelligent she is, and the list goes on almost indefinitely. We have been dating for 6 years now, and every few months after that first time I asked, I would ask her why she loved me, and even up until this point, she still says the same thing. I don't know, I just know that I love you a lot. This slightly bothered me for so long because I didn't understand why she didn't know why she loved me. I could list 50 reasons of why I loved her, but she couldn't list a few. Even still, throughout the year, I loved her so much I didn't really mind that she didn't know. I just accepted it and continued to love her anyway because I couldn't help myself. It wasn't until a few months ago that it dawned on me as to why she couldn't think of reasons of why she loved me. I began to answer the reasons that I had for why I loved McKenna. Then I had an epiphany that changed my life forever. I asked myself, did I love her because of her love or because she loves helping other people? What happens if she doesn't love one day or doesn't help someone that day? Do I stop loving her if she doesn't do the things that I said were the reasons that I love her? I realized that if I create reasons for why I love her, then it makes my love for her conditional to those specific traits or actions, and if she doesn't do them, then I don't love her. This is, of course, not true. In that moment, I had the awe-inspiring insight that McKenna couldn't list of reasons of why she loved me because her love for me was unconditional. There were no reasons for why she loved me because if she had reasons, it would mean she only loved me if I were exuding those traits or doing those things she had in her mind. Her love for me is not based on my mood or what I did. Her love for me goes beyond all reasons and does not come from a place of reciprocity. She does not love me because I love her, nor is she loving me because of what I can do for her. She is experiencing so much love within herself that it's an outpour of an abundance of love that she is gifting me unconditionally. Attempting to articulate the feeling of this and where it comes from is probably the hardest thing I have ever done in my life because I'm attempting to describe the indescribable. From this experience, I learned to make my love for McKenna unconditional by not placing reasons or conditions for when I would love her. Because if I did that, by default I place conditions on when I would not love her. There is just so much love in me now because I have experienced it that there is simply an outpour of unconditional love where I can't help but love her, no matter what. This unconditional love doesn't come from external reasons, but comes from within, from the infinite source we all came from. We are all connected to this pure unconditional love, which is God, the universe, or whichever name you choose to use. The only thing that gets in the way of this is our own thinking, which separates and cuts us from that unconditional love. Unconditional creation. Unconditional creation is the purest form of creation there is. When something is created from unconditional love, we can't help but to stand there and admire it in awe. Unconditional creation is always innovative, unique, new, captivating, bold, different, revolutionary in its own way. Very few people operate in this space because we always put conditions around what we do or make. For example, whenever we are working to achieve a goal of making more money, we might go and try to create income for ourselves. This is conditional creation because no one wants money just to have money. Most people want money for something else or to be able to use it for another thing they want. This by nature makes what they are creating conditional. They are only creating this because they want something else out of it. When we create something for something else, typically we do not enjoy the process of creating because it is always just a means to an end, never an end itself. This is why we always feel like we are chasing, grinding, hustling, trying and feeling constantly stressed and overwhelmed. Even after we accomplish our goal, we will only enjoy it for those few seconds, and then we are off to another goal we have to chase because we never actually got what we are looking for. What we are ultimately looking for are feelings. We want more money to get a sense of security and peace. We want to spend time with our family because it makes us feel so much love and joy. We want to do what we love because it gives us a sense of fulfillment inside. These are all ultimately feelings that we are trying to get. But we keep thinking that the goal or object we want will give us those feelings. This idea is inherently flawed because our feelings can only ever be generated from within us, not from external things. External things can prompt us to create the feelings, but ultimately, it is us that produce those feelings from within ourselves. What's paradoxical, like everything in the duality of life, is that when we create something without conditions or reasons, we actually immediately feel all of the positive feelings we want. Unconditional creation is creating something without it being for another purpose, but purely to create it because we just want to create it. It's not for money, fame, love, or anything else. We create it simply because we want to create it. This is creation from abundance. When we create from this state, we already feel whole inside, and all of the love we want to feel is what we are feeling in the moment. We can only pursue unconditional creation if we are in the state of non-thinking. Our brains will make us think that it is pointless to do something that simply because we want to. But that is the secret. As soon as we do things for no other reason, we step into the realm of living our life unconditionally. This is when we experience flow, oneness, and a direct connection to the universe, God.